everybody! Today I have the newest launch of Colourpop cosmetics in my hands and I couldn't be more pumped. Now this just came in the mail today and I really had to try it. Now you will not believe me when I tell you the time it is right now. Take your guess. Almost 2:30 a.m. in the morning and I'm trying out the foundations, which is crazy, but what can I do? I love makeup. So I apologize in advance if I cannot do a wear test, mainly because I'm not gonna be staying awake the whole night. But I will do another wear test in the next 2 to 3 days and I will leave my comments in the description box of how it did wear over an 8-hour period. Now I'm excited about this foundation, not only because it's Colourpop and I love their shade ranges, their color scheme, and also because they're innovative, but also because this is a hydrating foundation. Now who does not love a glowy, dewy skin which is fresh and makes all those lines go away? Now we'll see about whether the dream actually comes true with these pretty fresh hydrating foundation. But before we get started, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, consider subscribing and don't forget to hit that notification bell to be a part of Tashian family, one video every Wednesday. And let's get this video started. Let's just get into the website and look at what the company actually claims. So the website claims that it gives you a natural, so it's not dewy, ladies and gentlemen. That basically means it's actually the middle ground between a dewy finish and a matte finish. So getting back into the claims now. The company states it gives you a healthy looking skin with a skin perfecting medium buildable coverage. So the quantity is 30 ml, which is 1 fluid ounce. So nothing good or bad about that because it is the standard quantity that any drugstore or high-end foundation would be. It retails for 16 bucks, which is not very cheap but very much affordable. Also, Colourpop is actually cruelty free and vegan, so thumbs up on that. The ingredients also mention that it has a Hydra Fresh complex formulated with fruit extracts to enhance the look of skin by instantly hydrating and diminishing the look of fine lines while delivering hydration over time. Now because the foundation suggests that it does diminish the look of your fine lines, I'm actually thinking of going into the foundation without any primer and seeing if that actually works. And because I've prepped my skin with a moisturizer, I think we're ready now to get into the video. Now I wanted to do a tool test and see if a brush or a blender would work better, but given that I normally use a brush every time I use my foundation, I decided to do just that. But I'm also going to go in with the blender in the end to cover any spots that I actually get. Now because this range has almost 50 shades, I couldn't really decide what would be best, and also because they do not have a brick and mortar store, so I can't really try it on and see whether it would work for me. So I got myself 2 different shades. The first one is the medium 83C and the second is medium 85N. Now for the packaging, each of these bottles come in this frosted packaging, which is, I believe, a glass bottle with a pump at the top and a pretty good and tight cap. Now the best way to try any foundation is to always try it on half of your cheek and rest on your neck, and we're going to do just that. So let's just give this one a little shake and let's start. Even though the foundation is still tacky on my skin and it's still drying up, it does feel like it is oxidizing a bit, which is good because I feel that this shade was a little bit lighter for my skin tone. Also, the foundation has a very nice skin-like finish. It didn't feel very spotty and it didn't go into my fine lines as much as I would have expected it to, but I think all in all it did well. But we'll only know when we have a full face of makeup and whether this foundation really works with the other products. Now since we are using the Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation, I also decided to use the Pretty Fresh concealer, which was launched almost a year back, but it will help us understand if the Pretty Fresh line works well together and if the concealer sits well on top of the foundation. I'll go do the rest of my makeup and be back with my final thoughts. And be back with a full face of makeup. Now this Pretty Fresh foundation did stay on pretty fresh. It does give me a very impressive light to medium coverage, and maybe with another pump I could get up to a very good buildable medium coverage, but a very dewy and natural finish. It is impressive because this comes in about 50 shades, as many as Fenty Beauty once came out with. Not only that, in the deeper shade, the shade ranges are much more diverse than what it is in the lighter tone, which is something you don't get to see very often. Now the shine on my skin may be just the oil on my face, but also it's because of this Pretty Fresh foundation and concealer. Now I'm not wearing any highlighter, but the dewy finish of this foundation does give you almost a satin-like finish. Now comparing it to any other drugstore foundation, I would compare it to my NYX foundation as well as my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. The Maybelline Fit Me foundation does kind of settle down in my fine lines, but this one surprisingly hasn't yet. One very important point, especially for this foundation with Indian skin tone, it did cover up my dark spots, but not only that, it also covered up my red skin because it does have a yellow undertone. Now I won't say that it has covered up all my fine lines and it has given me this flawless, seamless finish. No. But it does give you a very soft finish, which is actually better than a lot of drugstore foundations and even high-end ones, especially the Luminous Silk foundation. I think this one could be a bit better for at least my skin tone. The application on this was very lightweight, and the formula itself is very lightweight, so I don't feel any cakiness or heaviness on my skin. It does give you a very breathable skin, which is lovely because you don't only want to be looking pretty but also feeling pretty. Now ladies and gentlemen, this is all for my Pretty Fresh Colourpop Hydrating Foundation review with hyaluronic acid. If you want, you can also check out my other videos tagged right about here. But for now, this is me signing off. You take care, love yourself, and keep on shining. Click, 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 hide.